Queen Anne, BTS.
BTS, Queen Anne. Sorry, Chris, go ahead.
Queen Anne, BTS, just a traffic update for you, the coral methane. She's just backing out the ocean dock now, and proceeding that we're bound to St Helen Bankbridge.
That's great, thanks for that.
And then BTS. And then BTS, that's what we see. Thank you.
Ahoy, shipmates! It's time for another Ships TV.
Southampton VTS, Merce Newbury, Western Shaft out.
Merce Newbury, BTS, good afternoon, sir. Received, thank you.
Got two ships leaving today. The Queen Anne, she's on the move already, and then at 5:30 we have the Arvia. Here's the Arvia. Can't quite see the Queen Anne yet. Oh, no, my mistake. We can see the Queen Anne. Oh, she's left bang on time. That makes a... I was going to say it makes a change, but no, most of the ships leave pretty much on time. I'm going to show you some prices.
Coral methane, Queen Anne.
Yeah, Queen Anne, coral methane, afternoon, Lee.
Hello, Ash. Just checking what your plan is. Are you
That's the coral methane.
going to back out and hold, let us past?
We can back out and hold, let you...
Thank you. Unless you're planning North Channel or something and you want to crack on, but yeah, we're literally just passing 105 link now. So if you want to hold, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, we can't use North Channel, we're a bit deep, so no, we'll hold off the ocean dock and let you pass.
Okie doke, thanks mate, lovely.
There we go. Coral methane is the bunkering vessel.
Queen Anne and Coral Methane, good afternoon, sir. BTS, copy all that.
Yeah, the coral methane is the bunkering vessel for Arvia and Ion. It's a LNG bunkering vessel. Comes from the Netherlands, rather bizarrely. Not quite sure why. But anyway, she come over to fill up Arvia today. Arvia being over here. You can't see the bunkering vessel. It's just behind. It's on the starboard side of Arvia. Anyway, we have in front of us now the Queen Anne. She's making her way towards us.
Roger, 7 meters, good afternoon.
She's off to... Where is she exactly? She's off the fields, unusually. But we've got some pricing here from Paul. Let's have a look. Yeah. Here's some Queen Anne pricing, because I was curious to know what it was. This is for next year, 18 nights, Greece, Adriatic, Western Mediterranean. 3 days at sea, and then Cartagena in Spain, Italy, Corfu, Dubrovnik in Croatia, Zadar in Croatia, Messina Strait again, Cagliari in Italy, Mallorca in Spain, Gibraltar, and a couple of days at sea. That's quite a varied itinerary, starting from $15.99 per person for an inside cabin. Quite a lot more for a balcony on that one, almost double the price. But this is probably exactly what this cruise is that she's doing today. And this is what she's doing today. She's going to the fields, up to the fields. And let me just check. Slightly different itinerary, but almost identical. Anyway, up to the fields, and this will be in a couple of weeks' time. So this will give you an idea of what today's cruise is costing. 7 nights for July. So a month and a bit's time, I suppose. Starting from $9.99 for an inside cabin, $14.99 for a balcony, and that's calling it Stavanger, Skolden, Lofsfjorden, Sognefjord, Olden, Ingersfjord, Nordenfjord, and Haugesund. Gives you an idea of the pricing on Queen Anne, which seems quite reasonable for 7 nights on board, doesn't it? Considering that it's supposed to be a luxury experience. Oh, I must have missed the radio. I knew I took the headphones off my head for a mere seconds, and I've missed it. But excellent. That's our excellent Blue Spanner Matt King is obviously listening. We've got figures. So 2,810 passengers, 1,232 crew. She's got maximum passenger capacity of double occupancy of 3,000. So she's almost full of passengers and 1,225 crew. So she's definitely full of crew. This is very much systematic at the moment. All the ships seem to be leaving pretty much full to the brim. Apart from Fred Olsen Balmoral the other day, that only left with only 8 passengers on board and 540 odd crew. So if you're on board that, I would have thought every single member of the crew would know your first name. The big marquee down there is for the SeaWorks exhibition, which that is on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday next week. So I should hope to get along to that on Tuesday. Well, there's shipmate Fraser. He was on Balmoral the other day. Maybe he broke Balmoral. That's why he didn't have any passengers on board. If you're interested in some vlogs, check out Fraser's channel. He goes into great detail about the various ships, what's on board, what cabins to choose. He's getting a bit of a seasoned veteran these days, is Fraser. I think he's been on more cruises than I've had hot dinners. Of course, Queen Anne, one of the newer ships in the Cunard fleet. Only 1 year old. Came in last year, 2024. Perhaps you want to go on the Queen Mary 2. I did notice this one. Paul sent this one across. I thought it was quite good. 12 nights from £1,000 and a British Isles cruise. Calling in at Cork, Liverpool for a couple of nights. That's quite good. I do like an overnight. Isle of Mull, scenic cruising. Oban, Invergordon and Queensferry, and back to the port of Southampton. Personally, I think something like this would be more for me, especially in November when the nights are drawing in, it's getting darker, the weather's getting poor. 26 nights, transatlantic, Eastern Caribbean, absolutely brilliant. I'm very tempted by some of these cruises at that time of year. Transatlantic to New York. This is on the Queen Mary 2, of course. Couple of days, 3 days at sea, and then St. Martin, Dominica, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Kitts. 3 days at sea, New York, and then transatlantic back home. I would certainly get to know the Queen Mary 2 well, wouldn't you? Now, there has been some suggestion that the bow of the Queen Anne is not the most flattering of bows. The bridge being in the middle is an odd design choice, I think. There we go, it's coming in. Slightly different conditions to yesterday.
Yes, Eagle. Good afternoon.
Where we had outrageous rainfalls. We've got much better weather today.
Calling VTS.
Yeah, VTS, Red Eagle. Afternoon again. That's our sea trial complete and all fast on 49 berth. There'll be a crew back in 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Red Eagle, VTS received. Thank you. Critical.
Yeah, I just saw Red Eagle having a bit of a sea trial.
VTS Queen Anne, that's pier head out.
There you go, a few shipmates out of the balconies.
Queen Anne, VTS pier head. Thank you, sir.
I don't know if we'll have any flags. Yeah, Red Eagle has been out of action for quite a while. But the timetable starts, I think it's on the... Well, I'm not sure, I thought it was on the 10th, but maybe it's tomorrow. We've been running the winter timetable with just 2 ferries. There we go, elegantly gliding out. Like I said, weather much better than yesterday. Yesterday was just awful weather. Really heavy rain. Not much wind, but heavy rain. Ooh, hello, what's that? Look what I see. That's a surprise.
Sten Aurora, VTS, stand by, stand by.
I didn't know we had shipmates on board. Oh, I've lost it. Come on, camera. This is a new camera and I'm not quite au fait with it yet. Look at that. Brilliant. On a Hoy Shipmates flag. Oh, a great location. I always tend to go up and check by the name. There we go. Let's see if I can get this to work properly now. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
We'll supply BTS.
Come on, camera.
BTS will supply.
2 small yachts approaching dockhead.
That's a copy. Thank you, sir.
There we go.
BTS full out.
I can't quite see what it says underneath.
We'll dart BTS.
Yeah, we'd like to get underway from 46 Barrow for the Will Carry 2508 around to the Empress and copy the traffic.
It says something underneath. It's a bit small for me to read, but I'll definitely read the Ahoy Shipmates.
Thank you.
That's a stupendous flag. That is absolutely brilliant. I don't think we've had one quite that big before. Surprised they let you get it on the ship, like smuggling on board contraband. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, some of your shipmates are very imaginative.
BTS right on straight past over.
Right, Osprey BTS received the Queen and just cleared Pierhead. Outbound shall be followed by the core of methane from the ocean dock.
And some good waving as well. My.
BTS with Falcon Hotel.
Dedication of these shipmates is amazing.
And Falcon BTS, okay, thank you.
I'll see if I can get a bit closer, but I'm struggling with this new camera. It's a little bit uncooperative.
So Malo VTS, west of the tower received, thank you.
Fantastic effort. I'm not sure who the shipmates are. I don't know if they're in the
Thanks,
chat.
Ash. Nice job.
Yeah, no problem at all, Lee.
Could I use the other camera as well? See if we can see exactly who that is. Oh, there's coral methane.
BTS, Ocean City, Hitchin Bridge, round for Town Quay, please.
Ocean Scene VTS will supply passing Fahrenheit 9 with a barge. Will dart leaving Ocean Dock with a barge.
Looks like to be the horn right on top of the chimney there. Heard that one loud and clear. That's the coral methane. That's the bunkering vessel that we're having to wait for at the moment. I thought we might get some replies from Arvia, I mean. There she is, there's the bunkering vessel. Yes, weather much better than yesterday. Temperatures almost 17 degrees C. Bit of a gentle breeze. Excellent visibility, 32 nautical miles. And humidity 61%. And more importantly, no rain. It was round the Island yacht race yesterday. One of the biggest yacht races in the world. I don't think conditions were particularly favourable around parts of it, but it was forecast to be a lot worse. So I think in the end it's turned out not too bad.
BTS, White Storm.
White Storm VTS.
BTS, Storm, yeah, we're all finished with the coral methane now. We're back to Mac Wharf.
Ocean scene passing Ocean Village for Town Quay.
Copy, thank you.
Ocean scene BTS.
VTS, Ocean Sea, yeah, copy the track.
Thank you, sir.
Shield all red. Osprey.
We've got the shield hall coming up. That she might generate some hoots and honks.
Shield all red. Osprey. Afternoon, sir. Yeah, I think we've got the legs on you there, sir. If you're happy, we'll overtake you on your starboard side outside the Queens.
Just outside.
All copy, thanks.
There we go. Quite a few shipmates out on their balconies. Like they're nearly full ship. Off to the fjords. And she's calling in at Stavanger, Tromsø, Honningsvåg, and Megiola Island, however you pronounce that. Trondheim, Ålesund, all in Norway. Let's see if I can get a second look at this flag that some excellent shipmates have made. Should be able to get another view on this camera, on the cruise cam. It's up near the funnel. Oh, I can't quite see it from this angle so clearly. But anyway, there's an excellent... They've got a big yellow flag there. It says Ahoy Shipmates. They're right underneath the Queen Anne sign. Not quite sure what it is. Oh, shipmate. The yellow flag is Lillian, Sandra, and Scott Chris. Oh, well, thanks, shipmate. I don't know. Actually, I don't quite see who that shipmate was. But they're good effort from those shipmates. Top job. Very impressed. I am indeed. Is the captain. Which reminds me, I need to do something, don't I? Failing to commit all my obligations. That's the bunkering vessel there, the coral methane. Queen Anne heading past the dock head now. There's that very peculiar support vessel. With the peculiar name. And that container, the cargo ship on the bottom left hand corner of the screen, has a wind sail, one of these vertical wind sails that's supposed to be very environmentally friendly. Lots of traffic out there today, not quite like yesterday. That was certainly lots and lots of traffic yesterday with the yacht race. I don't think I've ever seen so many yachts out and about. Right, I think it's a bit of a sense of normality now after the excitement of a rather large yellow Ahoy Shipmate flag. Absolutely brilliant. At least visibility is much better today. Right, let's have a quick look at the chat, see who's in the chat. I've only been glancing across occasionally. Ahoy there, Shipmate Paul Weaver. Ahoy there, Deborah Speller. Ahoy there, Edward Coates. Ahoy there, Leslie R. Ahoy there, Elizabeth G. Ahoy there, Gary Ball. It says, lovely afternoon on Southampton water. It is indeed much improved over yesterday, that's for sure. Oh, shipmate Fraser at sea, who left on Balmoral last week, said he tried to tune in, but his phone didn't allow him. Not enough signal. Yeah, it's really difficult. One of the things I've tried to do is to live stream from the Mayflower Park, and if I go down to Mayflower Park when there's no ships in, I get really good signal, and I can live stream no problem at all from my mobile phone. As soon as a cruise ship starts to come past, the quality of the signal just drops off massively. I think it's something to do with thousands of people of mobile phones moving around. It clogs up the network. But yeah, I'm glad you tried there, shipmate. I hope you had a good cruise. Like I say, check out Fraser's YouTube channel.
Yes, Queen Anne, Western Shell.
And Western Shell, thank you, sir.
Well, there's Steve Mac. Or the Alpha Mama. Well, there, Nicholas August. Whizzing through some of these now. Oh, with Elizabeth Leeborn. I think, oh, she likes the Ahoy flag. Yes, that was fantastic. There we go. I think I've covered the basics. Right, good. Next away is the Queen Anne. Sorry, it's the Arvia. She's off to the Mediterranean. And I haven't heard her on the radio yet, but she's due in 23 minutes. So I'm assuming that's still the case. Oh, well, they're saying that. I don't see the hatch open on Arvia. You can normally tell when Arvia is ready to go because the hatch that's over there to the right will be open and there'll be a shipmate standing on it. That's normally about sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes beforehand. So I would expect that to be open any time soon.
Wildar, and we're just heading to 37. Are you guys heading into Empress? That's great, thank you.
Yeah, so we had 5 ships yesterday in quite appalling weather. Today, just 2 ships in much better weather. I've also asked a while ago about a morning broadcast, and everyone seemed to be quite keen on a morning broadcast. So I'm looking through the timetable here. It looks to me like, what will be, 8th, 9th, 10th. It's going to be Wednesday. There are 3 ships on Wednesday. The Arcadia, the Azamara Onward, and the Seven Seas Grandeur. And they're all arriving at, well, 2 of them arriving at 6 and 1 arriving at 6:30. And the weather forecast is looking much better next week. Wednesday looking like a sunny day. High of 23 here in the Port of Southampton. So I'm going to try that Wednesday morning. I'm going to have to get up early because I suspect they'll be on our screens round about 4:30, something like that, I would think. Well, the shipmate Maffy 587. Well, the shipmate Chris S is glad that SeaWorks didn't take over all of Mayflower Park. No, you're quite right. They've left a little bit of a space so that you can still access it. It is annoying when the whole of Mayflower Park gets consumed by something going on. Well, shipmate Artemis says this Wednesday coming. Yes, Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday the 11th. Is that reading on the timetable? Yeah, Wednesday the 11th. I should probably be. I'm not sure what time I'll be live, but I would guess somewhere in the region of 5 o'clock in the morning, I would think. Gosh, it's quite early, isn't it? Well, the shipmate Edward Coates. Oh, yes, do wish old Johnny B well if you're in touch with him. Apparently he's not doing too well. Well, they're Hans from Norway. I was a little bit worried when Hans from Norway comes on the chat, because I know he's going to criticise my pronunciation of these cruises, because this one here on Queen Anne is off to the fjords in Norway, and that's Stavanger, Tromsø, Honningsvåg, Trondheim and Ålesund. And I think, if I remember correctly, I can give you a price for this almost identical cruise coming on in July here. It's from Paul, our channel sponsor on Love Cruise. Shipmate Raymond Horse says, don't forget to switch on your alarm. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's going to be early. In fact, by the time I finish the broadcast, it'll probably be so early in the morning, I'll probably go off and drone some crop circles. But if you don't want to go to the fjords on Queen Anne, there is an alternative here, down to the Mediterranean. Shipmate Paul, is a bunkering barge still called a barge regardless of its size? That's a good question, Shipmate. Bunkering vessel, probably maybe better terminology, I suppose, but yes, it does seem to be the way. It does seem to be called a bunkering barge. That's the red funnel coming past. We're still operating at the winter timetable of 2 ships, but that'll soon be reverting to 3 ships. There we go, you can see Queen Anne heading down Southampton water now. Well, Shipmate Wade Dolan says, hi Captain, hope you're well. Yeah, not doing too bad. I'm feeling a bit better. I've been struggling with some sort of lurgy for a while, but that seems to have abated now. Well, the shipmate Brian MacDonald, it says, 4 of us sailing today on Arvia, midship balcony deck 12, large Yorkshire flag. You've given it away, shipmate. You could have kept me guessing while I worked out what flag you had. And shipmate Brian. So that's whereabouts that midship balcony deck 12. Should be able to see that. In fact, well, I'll have a look in the camera in a second. If you've already got your flag out, because you will be departing in about 15 minutes' time, approximately. And there is Shield Hall. She's just passing by. I wonder if she's blowing a horn. Yes, she is. I can see the steam. See the steam coming out of the top of Shield Hall? She'll be making Queen Anne.
BTS owner. BTS Arvia.
The pilot got it wrong.
Arvia BTS. Yeah, BTS Arvia. I've got numbers if you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Arvia, yes please sir. BTS Arvia. Yeah, crew 1670. Passengers 5663.
1670 and 5663. Thank you, sir.
Many thanks, Ray.
There we go. You can see Shield Hall coming up. Yeah, her horns and honks and hooters are all powered by steam. There's a whole number of steam appliances on Shield Hall. Winches, windlasses, pumps, all powered by steam. What I found very interesting was that it takes quite a while to get Shield Hall up to speed, so to speak, or up to steam. Once they decide they want to go somewhere, they start the fires in the boilers about 2 or 3 days in advance and slowly build the temperature up. So it's not a quick operation by any stretch. Not like a modern vessel where you can just get in and turn the key and off you go. No, you've got to spend some time preparing the boilers. They have some open days coming up, which are quite good if you want to get on board. They're actually free of charge, but obviously a donation is appreciated. And it's all run by very keen and enthusiastic volunteers. So we had numbers there for Arvia. She is she's departing with 5,663 passengers and 1,670 crew. That's another very full ship. Holy shipmate, and Andrew Dandy says, good luck for Wednesday morning. I'll be going to work at that time. Hope to watch when I finish work. Okay. Well, it should, if the weather's good, there could be some really lovely pictures. The sun will be reflecting off the morning and off the water in the morning in a different direction than we normally see. It could be quite good. It's probably better, I think, in more sort of October, September time, because I think you get a slightly better reflection on the water. Here we go. The hatch is now open on Iona. There you go. That's the hatch I was talking about, just to the right of the screen there. You can see Shield Hall coming in.
Yes, Red Osprey. Missions carry on.
Red Osprey, just cleared up sea.
Oh, the shipmate Chris S says, was Shield Hall dry docked recently for maintenance? Yes, she goes down to Falmouth every year for annual service and maintenance and inspection. So she's back in service, ready for taking passengers around for the summer. She went out yesterday for the Needles, for the Round the Island yacht race, and I think today, I can't remember what she was doing today. She was doing something. They always have a theme to their cruises. Oh, there was a sea shanty band on board today.
First Newbury, just good evening, and next planned boarding inbound gas tanker Tempest 1745.
BTS, Arvia.
Arvia, BTS.
BTS, Arvia, after you go Ray, that's the set stations and slowly start letting go.
Receives the Red Osprey approaching south of Docket now. Shield Hall, northwest now.
BTS, Arvia, many thanks.
Oh, good. Arvia's going to start singling up. Our shipmate from Norway, Hans, he says that the Honningsvåg is near the North Cape. Cruise ship passengers are usually transported in many buses from the port. Thank you very much, shipmate. Well, the shipmate David Whiteside. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. Looks like both ships will be leaving very promptly this evening. In case you're wondering, no, Arvia is off on a 14-day round trip to the Mediterranean. Look, our lines are coming in, and this is, I think, very similar cruise. If I'm just checking the destinations, yes, I think this is the identical cruise. So this will give you an example. So if you fancied this cruise, oh, it says the 8th of June, doesn't it? Sometimes the captain just needs to read a bit more, doesn't he? So anyway, this is exactly this cruise. Gives you an idea on pricing. So 14 nights from $11.99 per person inside, or with a balcony, $1,500. That shows you the modern ships, because they have so many more balconies than internal cabins. The cost for a balcony cabin is not a great deal more. I personally like a balcony, but sometimes on some of these ships, the cost of the inside cabin seems to be so cheap that I don't see why you wouldn't choose the inside one. Quite a few shipmates I've heard of, they like to take the inside cabins, and they reckon if they're going on 2 or 3 cruises a year and they go inside, it means they can go on 1 more cruise a year. So that's interesting logic, but I can see how that works. So there's some pricing there for this cruise. This cruise will be calling in at La Coruna in Spain, Palma de Mallorca, Lisbasa on the Italian Riviera, Toulon on the French Provençal coast, Barcelona in Spain, Cadiz in Spain, and then back to the wonderful port of Southampton. This one's later in June. And it's slightly different itinerary, I think. It's calling in Alicante. La Coruna, Alicante, the Seine-sur-Mer in France for the French Riviera, Barcelona in Spain, Cadiz in Spain, and that's starting at $949 for inside, $15.99 for a balcony. Or perhaps you fancy going Caribbean transatlantic. I know I do. 14 nights. And the fare also includes return flights to London. So departs Port Southampton, 3 days at sea, calls in at Tenerife, then transatlantic to St. Martin, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, Bridgetown in Barbados, overnight in Barbados as well, fantastic. And then a return flight home. That's for October this year, just when the nights are drawing in and the weather's not as good as it could be. That's just £1,099 per person for an inside, $1,379 for a balcony. Shipmate Grant Peckham says they love an inside cabin. We call it the broom cupboard. That's good positive attitude there, shipmate. So we've got the Queen Anne. She's still heading down Southampton water. Lovely clear evening. Somebody looks like, oh, they might be going through the wake of a vessel there. I think we've got the last couple of lines coming in here on Arvia. I've noticed the pilot made the mistake of calling Arvia Iona, and I think I'd do the same thing as well. Apparently we've got a couple of shipmates on board.
Arvia, Shildle.
Old Shildle. Where are you, Shildle? Not quite at Dockhead.
Arvia, Shildle.
So we've got a waiver up there underneath the P&O crew sign.
Arvia BG.
Arvia, Shildle, Rust. I'm just at Dockhead now. If we stick on the reds and come past, you happy with that?
Yeah, more than happy, Noel. Many thanks.
Thank you.
Shildle just negotiating, passing by Arvia.
VTS Shildle, thanks for that. So we're cracking on. We'll be on the reds.
Hello, VTS, afternoon. Receive all that, sir. Thank you.
Also looks like we've got the Ocean Scene down here as well. She's been very busy lately with all of the, I'm not sure if it's secondary school or university or that sort of, anyways, young people, young students having prom parties. You see lots of people all dressed up, lots of young people dressed up getting on board of white Ocean Scene and having a little cruise around the docks. Unfortunately, a couple of days it's been really bad weather for them. It's a bit of a shame. And there's that container ship that departed earlier, just before the cruise ships did. I think it's the Maersk Newbury or something like that.
Ocean Scene, Regia 7. Good afternoon. Yeah, you carry on. I'll see you green to green then.
Yeah, green screen, okay, we'll do.
Thank you. VCS, Regia 7, departing Town Quay.
Well, the shipmates OC Aviation.
Regia 7, VTS, inbound traffic, shield halt by height knock into the red side of the buoys. The
Arvia, signalling up from 46.
Well, the shipmate OC Aviation
And copy, green.
says any plans to do a morning live stream. Actually, I was just talking about that earlier. This week, the weather is going to be really good on Wednesday the 11th, and there's 3 ships arriving, all arriving pretty much the same time. That's the Seven Seas Grandeur, the Azamara Onward, and the Arcadia. I'm not entirely sure what time I will go live, but I'm thinking probably around 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish, something like that. And if it's sunny, I think we'll have some really lovely pictures as the ships come up Southampton water. Well, the shipmate Sally-Ann Martin says, "Ahoy, shipmates, we are on board Arvia today." The captain says we are ready to sail in about 10 minutes. Yes, I'd agree. You are singled up. There's a couple of lines left. And then once they are cleared, you'll be ready to go off on your 14-night adventure to the Mediterranean. And there is Shield Hall. I've also noticed, look at the weather forecast, in fact, if you're on Queen Anne heading to the fields, you're going to be in for a wonderful time. The current forecast next weekend is in the low 20s in the field. So there's going to be some jolly lovely weather. That is the steam-powered Shield Hall. I wonder if she's going to give us a bit of a hoot. She's normally quite good at hooting and honking. They've had a sea shanty band on board today. Yesterday they were watching the finish of the Randy Island yacht race. There you go. There's modern high-speed catamaran, jet-powered, and then steam-powered Shield Hall. I was hoping she was going to give us a couple of blasts with her horns. All run by volunteers, Shield Hall. Very enthusiastic group they are. I was talking to one chap, and I think he retired early, and his wife was quite happy that he disappeared out of the house for many hours each week.
BTS, Sea Green. Sea Green, BTS, good evening.
BTS Sea Green, good evening, sir. I'm just breaking away from Marchwood Wharf. I'm bound 46 berth. I've got 3 PLB. Maximum draft is 2.2.
Sea Green, BTS receives Shield Hall south of Ocean Dock approaching Game Delbo there for 110. And the Arvia is underway as we speak. Be backing out very shortly.
That's all, copy, sir. Many thanks. I'll keep well clear of both vessels.
Question from 46, what is your next planned move?
From 46, he'll be back to Marchwood Wharf.
Thank you, sir.
Well, the shipmate, the real BMT, said loved Arvia last year.
Yes, Maersk, hello.
This is now, it says loved Arvia last year, now addicted. Now I've got Ventura this year, Britannia next year, and Arvia again in 27. Blimey, you've booked up a lot, haven't you? Very good indeed. Shipmate Bassman Bowman makes a very good point here. I've said to shipmates before, I think the cost of some of these winter cruises, you probably save the money by turning the heating off at home. He just says, I was just thinking paying twice for a transatlantic cruise for a balcony would still cost as much as a week on the Isle of Wight. And spending money, so it's still an interesting deal. Yep, I agree. Some of those transatlantic cruises in the winter, I mean, it's just a time when you don't want to be at home, do you? All that awful English weather and the winter time and the rain and the doom and the gloom. You might as well be on the ship, transatlantic. Always something to do, people to speak to. You don't have to worry about turning the heating on. So Iona on the move now. Apparently we have some shipmates on, quite a few shipmates on board today. Well, there's shipmate Bijou. Welcome aboard. Well, there's shipmate Ken Wilby says 2 years since we booked and finally on board Arvia. We have had passenger and crew numbers, and she is very busy. Oh, excellent, excellent. Blue Spanner Matt's just put them up for me. Thank you. She has 5,663 passengers on board, so that's anywhere between, that's more than double occupancy and not quite maximum occupancy. That's a full ship, and 1670 crew, just slightly under maximum crew. So it's a full ship. Now she's heading backwards. I wonder if she's going to honk a horn. Let's put the microphone. She might give us some hoots. I say, shipmate Sue says, I keep mixing Iona and Arvia up. I can't seem to avoid it, I'm afraid. They are very similar ships. Iona's built more for the Scandinavian market, Northern European market, and Arvia is built more for the Mediterranean market. Well, there's shipmate Sandra Brennan. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. Wavers up there on by the P&O side. I don't think we're going to get treated to any horns today. Disappointing. Well, shipmate Bonnie Patterson, it's 8 weeks' time. We're back on her. Well, the shipmate Rob Neath says Rob's travel blog. Oh, I see. Right, that's a very long name. Evening, Captain. Love these lives. As usual, recently booked for 3 weeks back to back on Arvia for 27. First sailing in the fields, then off to the Med. Oh, you're doing one of those, are you? I've seen those. We had one of those the other day where she goes up to the fields and then disappears off the Mediterranean. So you do back to back. Well, at least you don't have to unpack, do you? And that's in 27. That's something to look forward to. Just missed it. She did honk a horn very late. Very quiet is Iona. Is Arvia and Iona. They're both very quiet. And Queen Anne didn't treat us to any hornage either. Queen Anne just heading down Southampton water with the coral reef fade behind. One of the red jets following up the rear. Arvia's off on a 14-day Mediterranean round trip. And look at those lovely shipmates there having a wonderful, wonderful sail away today as compared to yesterday with all that rain. Much better conditions today. Can't see anyone in the little pools though, but look at that, plenty of shipmates up on the lounges, up on deck. The 14-night cruise calls in La Coruna in Spain, Palma de Mallorca in the Balearic Islands in Spain, then La Spaza in the Italian Riviera, Toulon on the French Riviera down there in Provence, and then back to Barcelona in Spain, then Cadiz in Spain, then back all the way home. So some great stops there. Hopefully the weather's good. I haven't checked the weather for that part. It certainly was good. Oh, I can see the chaps here with the flag. I know it's a Yorkshire flag because they told me. Pretty sure that's the Yorkshire flag. Let's have a look. Do you think that's a Yorkshire flag? It looks yellow with a red rose. It's got to be Yorkshire, isn't it? What else would it be? Oh yes, I can see that clearly now. That's better. Thanks for holding it up, shipmates. Much better when you hold it up. No, don't. I can't see it when you let go of it.
Red 7 DTS 2.38 238 on the right. That's received. The alley cows approaching south, right middle back to cows.
There we go. There's our, I think that's our Yorkshire flag. There's the Arvia backing out to the middle swing round here. Well, she'll swing round, head down to Southampton water.
Call me then, DTS, good evening. That's received. The gas tanker Tempest Rabin Boy now inbound for pilot at St. Helens. And the general cargo carrier Ute underway from nav anchorage number 2 in for pilot at Foxtrot.
Hello. I think there's another flag here. Maybe this is the Yorkshire flag. Mixing multiple flags today. I can't really see it though when they're holding it down. I do like all these flags. They're actually not far from each other, those two flags. One is a little bit more towards the stern. Let's see if I can move the camera across again. Oh, I forgot another flag, have we? Or is that just a towel? Someone's holding a towel. No, that's cheating. You can't hold a towel. It's a blue towel. So we have another flag. So we've got a couple of flags knocking about. It's a busy ship, isn't it? It's a full ship, almost, with passengers on board. Queen Anne's now heading on the turn around Cowshot Spit at the very far end of Southampton water. I'm looking forward to when the ferry is back in service, because it is clogging up somewhat our view here of the front of Queen Anne. Of Arvia. Oh, I'm not getting my ships in the right order today. I'm not sure we can have flying your towel around. It seems a bit lazy. Well, shipmate Annie Marie says blue with white roses, Yorkshire. I think that was a Yorkshire one. And what was the yellow and red one then? Was that a red rose? Maybe a Lancashire flag was that then? Is that a red rose or just a red circle? It could be a red rose. Yeah, they've done a good job. Well, we certainly saw you there, shipmates. Oh, very impressive. Two impressive flags on Arvia and a massively impressive flag on the Queen Anne. Right, there we go. Getting something back to order now. Lovely to see the flags there flying away. The bow thrusters just starting up on Arvia to spin the front around. They've certainly got some very jolly shipmates there. I think they've offered some a really great cruise. There's a 14-night cruise down to the Mediterranean, calling it La Cruz in Spain, Palma de Mallorca, La Spezia in the Italian Riviera, Toulon on the French Riviera, Barcelona back in Spain, and Cadiz. And the weather, I think, is going to be ideal. Shipmate Big Will says, yeah, I think it's the Lancashire one. So we had a Lancashire and a Yorkshire. And our Yorkshire shipmates say certainly are big with the waving.
Roger 7 meters. Thank you for that.
The bow of Arvia being powerfully pushed around. Oh, good strong waving there. Certainly strong stuff, these Yorkshire people. Well, there's shipmate Ginger Biscuit. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. Yes, as someone said about the sun dome being over. Shipmate Roger Liddell, you can just see it there on the top. I'll zoom in onto it. So the big difference between Arvia and Iona is they have an opening area at the top of the ship, which obviously if you're in the Mediterranean you probably need. It's the dome area at the top here. There we go. That dome area slides open and there's a swimming pool inside. You get that whole sort of outside feeling indoors. Still flying their flag. Oh, getting quite a good shot of the stern here, where the propulsion's all spinning the stern around in a timely fashion. Lots of shipmates up on the stern. Probably the best place to be on a day like today. Decent sunny weather, rum-based cocktail in hand. Wonderful view of the port of Southampton. Oh, in case you're wondering, I'm the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel, broadcasting to you live and direct from the port of Southampton. I just saw a couple of people there in the pool, or in the there's a little splash pool. I did wonder. Someone was asking once if the cabins with the balconies below the pool, if people get wet. But there's actually quite a large catchment area for the catching the splashes. Give you some example prices. In fact, I'll give you the example price exactly of this cruise, can't I? No, what's going on here? Transatlantic on Arvia. This is for October. Just £1,100 for inside for 14 nights on board, and that includes your return flight. Camera's gone off on its own. Well, the shipmate Alex McCulkin says they'll be on 2 weeks' time. They will be on Arvia for a 14-night Mediterranean cruise. Must be a very similar one to this one, I think. Oh, shipmate Bonnie Patterson says, apparently some of the water does splash over. Doesn't the catchment doesn't catch all the water? Interesting to know. I wonder if they supply those cabins with little umbrellas. There we go. There is Arvia heading out today on her 14-night Mediterranean, Spain, France and Italy cruise. She departs with 5,663 passengers, 1,670 crew. That is a full ship indeed. And we're just discussing that apparently there is a problem with the catchment of the water from that pool there, splashing over on the cabins below. That chap there seems all right. I don't see him jumping up. Alright, and as I say, shipmates, I will experiment with trying to do a morning one on the 11th. So we've actually got 2 ships tomorrow, Independence of the Sea, she's back in, and Ada Perla. Then on Tuesday, we have the Ventura and the Silver Spirit. I should be popping down to the SeaWorks on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, we have the Arcadia, Azamara Onward, and the Seven Seas Grandeur. Now they'll The 76 Grandeur arrives at 6:30 in port. And the Arcadian Asmar Onward are due in at 6 o'clock in port. So I'm hoping to live stream those two coming in. It should be pretty good. The weather forecast is clear sky, sunny. And I don't think I've never streamed one that early in the morning, so it'll be a bit of a challenge for me. I don't expect too many shipmates to be up at that time in the morning, but if you do happen to be, give it a look. There we go. Here's Iona passing dockhead now. Well, shipmate Hayley Curtis is looking forward to joining Arvia again in 2 weeks' time, visiting Alicante and Malaga. You're on this cruise here then, I think. Yes. So that's shipmate Kelly. That's what she'll be. Hayley, rather. She'll be on this cruise here, calling in at Le Courrier in Spain, Alicante, Le Seine-sur-le-Mer in France, Barcelona in Spain, Cadiz, and then back to Port Southampton. That's starting from $949 per person. Well, shipmate Brian Twigg says they'll be on Queen Anne in September. But before that, Sky Princess in November. Oh, September 26. These shipmates, you do book ahead a long way. Very organised. Whereas I'm not so organised. I'd say the captain is very poor in the organisational front sometimes. Well, the shipmate Valsas 13. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. That funny looking green ship. It's got a very peculiar name. Armada 7802. We've also got a group cruise running. That's departing on Sky Princess on the 14th of October, heading over to Hamburg for 5 nights, overnighting in Hamburg as well. So 2 days in Hamburg. I've already booked up my tickets for the Miniature World. But if you want to come along, drop Paul at Love Cruise a line. And he'll see what he can do. Well, the shipmate Carles, welcome aboard, shipmate. And thanks for subscribing. And in fact, if you have any cruise needs, just drop Paul at Love Cruise. And he'll sort you out. Specialises in cruising here from the Port of Southampton. He's full of excellent advice, most of which I tend to ignore. And then when I get back, he says, "I told you so." And I have to grin and bear it.
Yes, I'll be Western Southampton.
That 14-night cruise that Arvia is on, it's pretty much the same that she's going to be carrying out all the way through until October, and then I think in October it will go. Let's see if I can find the buttons here. Let's see if I can do this. No. Yeah, so Arvia will be doing pretty much this cruise to the Mediterranean and the French Riviera, Italian Riviera, slight variations of, until October 24th, where she goes transatlantic. And then during the winter, she'll be based in Bridgetown in Barbados, all the way until April next year, and then she'll come back. I must say, I'm all in favour of this wintering in the Caribbean. Maybe I could relocate Solent Ships, and for the winter be Barbados Ships or something. Or St. Kitts Ships. Well, I hope you like that one, shipmates. Like I say, we'll return. I might do Monday evening It's Independent of the Seas and Aida Perla. Maybe, we'll see. Maybe Tuesday evening. Going to the SeaWorks Tuesday. Let's see if we've got time. Certainly doing Wednesday morning, though, because that is looking pretty good. 3 ships and the weather looks fantastic. So, anyway, if you make sure you'll hit the notification bell and hit the subscribe button so you'll know when I'm going live. But I hope you enjoyed that one, shipmates. I'd just like to thank all of my PayPal donors, Patreons, subscribers of the channel, and of course most of all the Blue Spanner crew who are in the chat all the time, not only on this live stream, but all the live streams. And they're full of useful information. I shall continue following the Arvia. But until next time, shipmates.
BTS with Osprey, short department repair.
With Osprey VTS, that's all received. Thank you. Falcon VTS, that's all received. Thank you. The Coral Methane West Brambleton outbound to the east. But the Arvia just past Dean's Elbow, outward bound and clear channel. Red Jet 7, VTS, that's all copied. Thank you. Coral Methane just approaching the PC out to the east. And the Arvia running down to Lanes Lake outward bound.
BTS, Ocean Scene.
Ocean Scene, VTS, evening then, Rob.
Yeah, evening, Chris. Just away from Town Quay, round for the Millstone Point. We've got 9 passengers, 6 crew, and the draft is 1.8.
Ocean Scene, VTS, that's all copied. Thank you. Red Osprey just departed Royal Pier outward bound.
Yeah, see him there. Thank you.
Stand and Aurora VTS. Stand and Aurora VTS negative. That's a foul anchorage. Nav anchorage number 2, please.